Number 3. So once again, this is something that I kind of covered in number 2, but just forget your team. Forget your team. Do not say, oh, this person has a D next to their name, I'm gonna vote for them. Or this person has an R next to their name, I'm gonna vote for them. Hi YouTube, I'm Rob with Useless Hobby Limited, and welcome to Political Theater. Political Theater is a show that I'm creating on here to kind of just cut through the noise. I want to explain things sanely and calmly in a way that is as bipartisan as I can get. Obviously, I'm somebody who does have views and opinions, and I lean a certain political direction, but I'm somebody who's also, I really hate it when people try to tell me what to do and when people preach to me and say, you need to do this or that. It comes off as so it's like, who are you? You're not a philosopher king, you're just a person. And I'm going to do that, not be a philosopher king, just be a person, just try to explain things the best that I can in a non-preachy way. Anyway, my video is 5 messages that I have to swing and non-voters. Message number 1 is, this is an important election. Do not let anyone tell you otherwise. And if someone is telling you otherwise, they're selling something. Even if it's your buddy, like, Sean or Angela, just random names, Lon Kui, it does not matter what your buddy's name is. Like, your brother, mother, whoever is telling you it doesn't matter, or if it's some influencer you're watching and they say it doesn't matter, they're all lying to you. And whether they're trying to either sell something, supplements, or it's just your buddy trying to just sell you the fact that they believe that nothing can change and they're trying to push it onto you. This election absolutely matters, and your vote counts, because last election in 2016, Donald Trump won because of key states where they all voted for him. So get out and vote if you want that to either happen again or not to happen again. Number 2. So the whole thing of Republicans and Democrats being good versus evil, oh, the Dems are a bunch of communists, or oh, the Republicans, GOP is a bunch of fascists. I mean, there are certain elements of that I would say are true. You've got radicals in each party, for sure. And you've also got radicals that you wouldn't necessarily expect. You got like low-key people who oftentimes fly under the radar. But I would say that, like, for the most part, the incumbent establishment candidates are the ones that you have to kind of watch out for. You have to look, who do they take money from? How long have they been in office? Since they've been in office, how much change have they actually affected in their communities? Those are the type of things you need to look at. And Republican, Democrat, Independent, Libertarian, Green, I mean, any of those parties, it doesn't matter. It matters who the candidate is and what their record is. So if you are looking to vote for someone in your local area and they're a Democrat incumbent and you're a Republican, I mean, look up their stuff. Maybe you agree with them. Maybe you actually do want them to stay, because then they'll fight for what you want in Washington. Or you're a Democrat and they're a Democrat, you're a Republican and they're a Republican, and you're like, wow, this person is freaking corrupt. Yeah, vote them out. Because that's what happened in 2018. A lot of corrupt people got voted out. A lot of long-term incumbents got voted out because people are now more informed. You've still got a lot of people who aren't, and you've got a lot of people who say they don't care. But you'll be surprised. There's a huge, huge amount of grassroots support now for all different types of candidates. Not just left, not just right. Sometimes people who are a little more, in the center, if you would. Number 3. So once again, this is something that I kind of covered in number 2, but just forget your team. Forget your team. Do not say, oh, this person has a D next to their name, I'm going to vote for them. Or this person has an R next to their name, I'm going to vote for them. Or I'm not going to vote for them, vice versa. Research. And I know that this is something that not everybody has time to do. I'm busy, you say. Or, there's a lot of people who are now dual income households. It used to be the fact where the husband would go to work and the wife would stay home, and whether or not you agree with that, that's just not the reality anymore. The wife has the job and the husband has the job, and they have soccer practice and school and clubs and all this different stuff to balance. And And also, they have to somehow stay politically informed so they don't accidentally elect the next dictator. You're gonna have to take an afternoon or take an evening and probably take a couple different evenings to look everything up. But these are your kids' lives that you're talking about. These are going to affect things for the rest of your life. Staying politically informed is something that you have to unfortunately do. And if you see a grassroots candidate, somebody who is getting traction on social media, and a lot of people are donating to their cause, just look them up. Like, there's a reason for that. It's because they're not going through the usual channels of corruption and just degradation. And these people don't have to sit on the phone and call their donors anymore. They literally can have a social media team to put out constant updates about what they're doing, what they're fighting for, and then they make select scheduled appearances on social media, which is way, way better than just the phone calling the donors it used to be. You're looking at these candidates who are way more dedicated than I'd say politicians have been in a very long time. So again, do your research. Just if you don't agree with them, that's fine. But at least just do your homework and be like, do some of these candidates make more sense than they're presented on the news? Like when I actually talk to them or when I go to their website and read what their website has to say, does it make sense? Only you're gonna know because you have to do the research. Number 4 is very, very important. And that's why I'm in a close up, and that's why you need to look into my eyes and 100% just hear me when I say this. Do not just trust any one singular news source. And try not to just trust the news source that go along party lines. CNN and MSNBC generally lean Democratic. Fox News, Breitbart generally lean Republican. With that being said, there are plenty of news outlets that are a little bit more objective. You've got places like NPR, which absolutely will report on Republicans and Democrats alike very favorably. They'll still have a slight left-leaning tilt, so you just got to make sure that you're balancing your news diet effectively, because if you're only listening to one side in this very hyper-partisan time, it's really easy to get mad, it's really easy to lose your temper, and it's really easy to just be like, these people on the other side are evil, and I'm not humanizing them anymore. I'm just going to look at them as the villain. And there's never really a time where that's okay, because at that point, your opponents lose their humanity, and it's like they're not even your opponents anymore. They're like your mortal enemy, and that's just ridiculous because everyone in this country are equally Americans, and they just want to make sure that they're living their best life. And in order to do that, they just want to make sure that they're staying on top of things and staying politically informed. So just please, please, please try to keep your media diet balanced and not just one source, one party, because it's very easy to get wrapped up. So social media is great because you can reach out to the candidates directly, and you may be able to talk to some of them, and you may be able to talk to and address their positions, and they'll probably be able to actually answer your questions in a way that used to only be through town halls that weren't even televised. And the fact that town halls now are televised, and if you tune in or you find them on YouTube or big search engines are your friends. If you click or if you search this candidate's town hall, you'll probably be able to find something. You'll be able to find quotes, and you'll be able to hear directly what they say instead of a news commentator telling you what to think because they're getting paid to. So I would never accuse the news media of being fake, but I will say that they advertise on the news, they want ratings, so just make sure that you're not getting wrapped up in sensationalism. That's all I guess I'm trying to say. Sensationalism, bad. Objective journalism, good. And number 5, last but not least, please vote. Please vote. I am begging you, just do it, and don't even do it for me. Just do it for your kids' future. Do it for, I don't know, you don't want kids? Fine. Do it for your neighbor's kid's future. Or you don't like your neighbors? Do it for that kid you thought was funny on that TV show you watched one time's future. Voting is very important, and there's such a campaign of disinformation by a lot of different organizations, a lot of different people to just hammer it into the freaking subconscious that it doesn't matter, and a lot of people buy into it. A lot of this collective nihilism is just so chronic, and it's a problem because people then don't believe in the candidates that they should, and they end up going for candidates that are a little more watered down, and they think, oh, well, this guy will actually get things passed. Meanwhile, the watered down candidate, how do you think they got there? They've probably been watering themselves down their whole lives. So do you really want to vote for Mr. Watered Down, or do you want to vote for Mr. I'm super excited about the issues because I care? I would say that just make sure you vote. And even if you're voting for the president, or you're voting for somebody who is more of an anti-establishment candidate, or if you're voting for somebody who's considered the center, you have to vote. Because otherwise your voice will never be heard, and then you're just somebody who's complaining, and that's really annoying, because non-voters who complain, just go vote, and then you can complain like everyone else. Okay? Deal? Do we have a deal? So that was my video about 5 messages to non-voters and swing voters. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I should be doing this political theater on a semi-regular basis, so let me know in the comments if there's anything else you want me to cover, anything you want to talk about, or any questions you may have. Just don't forget to like and subscribe, and make sure you hit that bell so you don't miss any updates from Usasabi Limited. We've got a lot more cool videos on the way, and not all of them are politics related, so if that's not your jam, I guarantee something coming up definitely will be. Until next time, may the wind be at your back.